Afternoon, everyone, and good evening, wherever you may be. And so I thought I should pop in today and just talk about a little bit about racism. So, are you feeling discouraged and disempowered by racism? You are not alone. If you're feeling discouraged, racism is real in our society, and it can have a deep impact on its victim. It can leave someone destroyed. It can leave someone feeling that their lives have been stripped away from them. It can leave someone feeling that their lives has been taken away by the society whose job is to protect them. But it is important to remember that you have the power to rise above racism and take control of your own life. Today, I'm going to explore racism in details and provide tips and strategies for overcoming the negative effects of racism and living life full of hope and possibility. There are possibilities in life, whether what color you may be, what background you come from. Racism has existed centuries, and with its roots, translative slavery, trade, and colonialism, it has existed in various forms throughout history. Our ancestors have experienced racism. They have experienced slavery. In the spirit realm, our ancestors are still going through slavery. And from segregation of African Americans in the United States to the apartheid regime in South Africa, Americans, racism is based on beliefs of racial group is superior to another, and it is because it's been used to discriminate and prejudice against people of color around the world. There are so many people, so many families who are going through racism, who are suffering through people who have suffered for so many years. The effects of racism on Black people. If you are a Black person who has gone through racism, racism has had an incredible damaging effect on Black people in our society throughout history. It has resulted in economic inequality, limited access to resources and opportunities, and social marginalization. It has also led to psychological trauma. As a Black person, I feel that people go through physically and verbally abuse. They go through harassment and other forms of discriminating. Racism has led to death in some countries, has left people feeling worthlessness, powerlessness, and even depressed among those who are victims. The power of Black community in the fight against racism. The fight against racism requires collective action from all members of Black community. Together, we can use our voices to speak out against injustice. We can use our voices to lead other people, challenge racism, attitude, and behaviors, and create meaningful changes. We can also use the economic power by supporting Black-owned businesses, organizations, and initiatives that seek to combat racism. Through collective effort, we can work together to create a equitable society for everyone. If you are someone out there who has experienced racism and You have not been able to succeed in life because you are told that because you're Black, you are not good enough. Throughout history, there's been countless examples of successful Black people who have triumphed over racism, from athletics like Jackie Robinson and Muhammad Ali to victim rights activities like Martin Luther. These individuals have served as powerful inspiration for generation to generation of Black people who have faced adversity due to their race. Their stories, how they have shown us, despite the odds, it is possible to overcome racism and achieve greatness. There are ways to overcome racism, and there are ways for you to move forward and be an overcomer with life. The effects of racism can be deep-seated and long-lasting, but there are ways to overcome them, to overcome them and move forward with life. So if you are somebody who has given up in life, it is important to find support from friends, from family members who can provide emotional support for you. And the community, there are people in the community who do not agree. There are white people in our society, in our community, who do not agree with racism. They will support you only if you come forward and seek help. It is important to connect with the individual who have experienced similar experiences that can be beneficial for you. It is important to remember racism does not define us. Rather, it is something we can rise above with courage, determination, and resilience. If you are someone out there who believes that you are not enough because of your color, if you believe that people can define your life, can define and tell you who you are, and tell you just because of your color you cannot get married, you cannot do anything, you cannot live a free life in our society. God didn't create us to suffer on this earth. He created us to live freely on earth. He created us to be who we want to be. If anyone did not make you, they cannot define who you are as a human being. If anyone defines you, you tell them, if you are not good enough for you, and you believe that for me being Black, it's not good enough for you. I'm proud of being Black. I'm proud of living here on earth, serving people, and being the person that I want to be. Don't be afraid of who you are, of your color. Don't be afraid to go out there and follow your dreams because of discrimination of your color. Racism is an old problem that has been embedded in our society far too long. It is our responsibility to stand up and fight against injustice that so many have faced. Our ancestors have faced racism. Even in the spirit realm, there's slavery. They feel that there's slavery, but God created us to live freely on earth. Take a stand and be proud of who you are. You are not alone. Together we can create a more equitable and just for all people. Let us all, our collective power in racism, and create a brighter future for our generation to come. God bless and live with grace.